morning, Rebelle Rally fans. Welcome back to Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. We are at the start of day 6, which is presented by Yeti. And once again, we are coming to you from Base Camp 2 in Spangler OHV in Ridgecrest, California. When the teams depart the start this morning, they are going to also leave Base Camp 2 behind. I'm Alyssa Roenigk, along with Matthew Johnson and Katy Talyancich out in the field. We are your guides through this 8 days of competition, 9 days of competition if you consider the prologue day. So, Matthew, today is day 6, day 7, depending on how you look at it.
Yeah.
This feels like a really crucial day, one of those days where you start to look toward the finish. What kind of trouble do you think you get in if you start thinking too much about the end of this rally?
Well, yeah, if you're laying in a pretty wet tent and didn't sleep, had a pretty cold night of sleep, you're definitely going to be thinking about your warm bed at home
right
this far into the week because you're definitely closer to the finish than the start. However, we've seen the competition get close. We've also seen some folks that might have assumed they're like on a cruise for a certain finish to start to slip after yesterday, which was really tough for a lot of the teams. So I think this one's another one that's really going to award pressing on regardless, staying focused and giving it everything.
Right. And, I remember we were talking to Emmy Hall, and she said she never wants to know what position she's in, and some of the teams are like that. I really like the twist of you don't get your score until the day is over. So we talked to a lot of teams yesterday when they came into the finish and said, I had a terrible day, I didn't do very well, I'm really disappointed at how far back it's going to set us. And then they saw the scores and realized everyone struggled yesterday. It was a real challenge, including for the third teammates, which you're seeing here right now. And so when they saw the scores, and we'll get to that in a minute, some of those teams did better than they thought. And so I really like how not getting your score until the end of the day really makes you keep your head in it, makes you keep your head down, keep your eyes on your own paper. And at the end of the day, you're sort of rewarded. Certainly there's a chance of being disappointed in seeing your numbers up there. But yesterday was really crucial. But after a tough day like yesterday, how hard is it to then ride that middle? Today also seems like, especially in the early part of the day, right off the start, they're doing an on-time enduro, which we learned is not easy.
Yeah, it's a pretty stressful thing to be doing at 7 o'clock in the morning.
And then they go into, once again, those out-of-order checkpoints. And that was something that required so much precision, so much thoughtful decision-making as a team. And so let's stop talking about the teams.
Yeah, and taking the headings and everything when you're in an open area. You got to be good at just taking a heading and going for it and just keeping moving, right?
Right.
Well, let's see who was doing that best and have a look at the leaderboard as we see some teams working their way to the start line for this morning. So Nina Barlow, Terlin Pederit, they're at first place, but not by a large margin, just 8 points. That could change today. That could change any of these days. We had a great interview with Susan Piper and Elise Young last night. They felt in the past like they were 8th overall last year, but they had left something on the table, and she's determined not to leave anything on the table. Carissa Hayden and Trista Smith have had a great day yesterday, and they are right there in contention for the podium for the event overall. And if they are, Laura Wallace and Penny Dale right behind them, 1 point back, are also in contention for the podium. And you look right behind them, Shelby Hall and Rory Lewis cannot count them out by any chance. And then Emily's pick for the dark horse, Toby and Carolina in 122. They're forward at 1,029 points. I mean, like,
Matthew, look at how close. I mean, I would argue that up through at least 7th place right now, those are all teams that are shooting for the podium. There's a 50 point separates 1 through 7th place, and 50 points is not tough to make up over 3 days of competition.
For sure. In the past, we've had maybe the first 3 or 4 teams with over 90%, and then it was a massive drop down to maybe 75%, and then down to 50%, even in the top 13. So I don't believe Emily suddenly made the game easier. It's clearly been quite challenging. But the
Having
teams
her
are
out
getting
on set
better.
every morning has reminded us that no, in fact, she has not. She's thrown in her plot twists every day of this competition. And so let's look at the X Cross class as well, and something really cool that happened yesterday. One of those teams I was talking about that came in and said they really did not feel that they had a strong day, and that was the two Rebeccas, Donaghy and Dalsky. They're in second position. And when Rebecca Donaghy came in, she told me, I think we got maybe 40% of our points. We did not have a strong day. We felt good in the morning. We really blew it, in her words, in the evening. And in fact, they had a great day when you look at the overall performance of that X Cross class, and they bumped two teams, and they are now sitting in second place for the first time. But look how close the competition for second place is. Lando and Schaefer. I think at this point we're getting closer to safe to say they are running away with this competition. It's going to be really tough if they keep their third teammate happy for the rest of the competition. But out of second, third, and fourth, that is a fierce competition for the podium. And one of those teams on Friday is going to be really disappointed because they are going to finish in fourth place. So this is a really fun competition to watch, is these three teams going for the podium.
And right there in second place, currently, there's a rookie on that team. So I've always got my eyes on how are our rookies doing. And when you've got a rookie on the team, even if they're paired with a really seasoned Rebelle, that's like a lot of training and stuff going on that's not just flowing like maybe it would for some of the other teams. So we're plotting inside still, furiously plotting. Emily said this morning that they must plot all checkpoints on the map so that they can see the flow of the day.
And one of the things, this morning I was talking to several of the women, and a few of us were talking about how cold it was this morning. And the word bone chilling seemed very fitting because my bones felt very cold this morning. I've never been more aware of my bones. And Sabrina Howes, my former teammate, came up to me and said, "Oh, clearly you don't have the adrenaline flowing through your body right now to keep you warm," because she was like, "I'm completely unaware of what is going on outside around my body." And, one of the things also that I've noticed in here is how much the tech has really improved. If you take a look around here, the kind of lights, the kind of magnifying glasses, I saw some really cool visor hats that have lights coming down from them, magnifying glasses. As you see here, Matthew was talking about how the competitors will wear noise-canceling headphones. They don't want to hear me coming up behind them and asking them how their day was.
I would need a little bit of just peace in my head to be able to sit there and focus for as long as they need to in the mornings.
Well, Matthew, my favorite part of every morning, as I keep saying, is about to take place. We are joined here on set by the creator of the Rebelle and the creator of this tricky Day 6, Emily Miller. Emily, thank you for joining us. And so today, as we've been talking about, they came off a really challenging day yesterday. It was meant to be a tough day for both the driver and navigator, and then we had a wild rainstorm. And so then today they had a tough night of sleep, and then they have a enduro right off the start, and then out of order checkpoints. So how did you design this day, and where are we going to see some challenges for these teams on Day 6?
Yeah, actually, Day 6 is a long day. I think it's going to be a really fun, great day for some, and I think it's going to be really challenging for some others. Mm-hmm. And it starts in the open OHV area. And it's the great thing about an open OHV is that you can really use a lot of different navigation techniques, and that's the goal. And like yesterday, as we saw, when people got into that area and they had out-of-order checkpoints, some got paralysis. They didn't really know what to do. They didn't know how to manage their time. They didn't know what to go for. And it's going to be a little bit about that this morning. So they've got a few checkpoints as we kind of try to lead them south out of the area. And then they've got a new area that we haven't been in before. It's not in an open OHV. They're on designated trails, but it's a route that no one has seen.
Is that near Red Mountain?
It is. It's behind Red Mountain, and it's great because it keeps us off the highway.
Sure.
But what's really good is that people who've come up to try to study the area will not have guessed that we're going up there.
How cool! And
yeah.
you tend to still have these kind of areas in the same part of California that the competitors haven't yet seen.
Yes, and we always try to do that. So even if we have to go through an area that we've already been through, we try to kind of twist it up and do it a little differently. One thing that's going to be different about today is they have a very long section after Cuddeback Dry Lake Bed, which is north of Barstow area. That is going to be a section that they've run before in roadbook because we've been just trying to transit them through. This year it's going to be compass and map. So even though they've seen it before, when you switch from a roadbook to compass and map, it is an entirely different experience.
Instead of just following the book, you're now like really engaged in exactly where that car's pointed.
Yeah, and what's going to happen is if they don't take a good heading and they start going in the wrong direction, today's going to be easy to magic map. No question. So our course officials, it's really important that we keep everybody herded down and moving the right direction because they're on the edge of Fort Irwin military base. We don't want them crossing over onto the military base.
don't.
They've been instructed not to do that.
We also don't want the whole team, the whole crew stuck in the lake. And you told them this morning, Cuddeback Dry Lake Bed might be just Cuddeback Lake.
Yes,
So
I'm
they might
actually
need to route.
waiting for the reports from the course team because we might have to change the course today. And we're going to have to post that at the first green checkpoint. So we've warned the competitors, make sure you read any bulletin that is there, read it very carefully, understand it.
All right, well, let's take a look at the entire course that you
Yeah.
designed for us today.
Okay. Today, presented by Yeti. Huge shout out to Yeti. We say, buy once, cry once. The greatest product. I talked to somebody
so
and
honest
they
and
put
funny.
ice in there on the first day they left, and they still had ice on day 4. So, okay, so this is called Cuddeback to Needles. It's 402 kilometers, but part of that is because of the transit. However, it's still a long day on dirt. 3.5 to 4 difficulty. We'll see what the competitors say.
You think it might be higher?
No, I
No?
actually
Okay.
think some are going to think it's lower.
Well, given
and
the
some are
days they've
gonna
had
think
leading
it's
up to
4. It
now?
depends on their choices. What happens, what unfolds is going to determine how they feel about it.
Okay.
That is what I think it is. I think it's about a 3.5. You know, we've got some key checkpoints at the end of the day. That's after a very long day. Whenever you have checkpoints at the end, long transit, a lot of different checkpoints, a lot of variety, it's hard for them to keep their head in the game. And I think that's what's hard. So, okay, let's go ahead and look at the Mapbox maps. And we have 3 different Mapbox maps because they're, I would say they're segmented. So they're going to leave out a base camp, and you're looking south right now. So there's 395 on the right. They are on the east side of the train track, we hope. If they're not, could be take a little while to get out of
I
camp.
drove part of that yesterday, and there's washouts. There's stuff to watch there.
Yes, and it's really hard to find some of those crossings, those railroad crossings. So now they're headed down. This is actually a little Cyril Station cutoff road that connects 2 of the paved highways. They go up into this cool little, kind of like a quarry. It's real white. Then they're headed back toward what we call the train tunnel. Right there, they grab a blue checkpoint. And now right here, they're going to switch into regular or X route. Right there, look how colorful it is. It's this great quarry. However, very hard to navigate through there.
Oh, I recognize it.
Yes. Everything looks the same. It's beautiful, but it's very confusing. And so now they're back onto the highway. That's the Trona Cutoff Road that connects Trona Pinnacles and the town of Trona to 395 in Randsburg. Up on the top of the right screen is a little town up in the hills called Randsburg, and they are headed to the first green checkpoint. At this point, they're going to turn east. This is a new area, and so that mountain, I love the Mapbox 3D graphics. They're, it's so helpful instead of just looking at like a flat, 2D overview. So we're going to go ahead and move on to the next. Yes, so there again, you see Red Mountain. That's the green checkpoint. They're going to take off to the east. New fun area. The X-Cross are going to continue on down this road. But now, what they're doing is they're going around, and you didn't see it, but there are a couple of diversions right behind there, and we call a CP zone. So they had great CPs up in those hills. They also had a big climb. The 4x4s had a great, fun, challenging climb. It's a little rough, though. That's Cuddeback Dry Lake Bed. It may just be Cuddeback Lake today, and right there is where that water collects. So we'll see how it goes, but they're going to take a left right here at this key intersection. If they don't make that intersection, they could go out of the way for a long time. So they've got to really stop, check their headings. Up on the right, there's something called Husky Monument. So if you're watching, you've spent time, especially riding dirt bikes in Southern California, you've probably heard of Husky Monument. Right here, they are making the first decision on X route. The X route is cutting back. It's a little harder. Now, I'm kind of thinking that the rain has helped. This area has seen a lot of use, a lot of bumps, a lot of braking bumps, a lot of chatter. Right there, that's a beautiful meadow. And then the hills are real black. You can tell it's been volcanic. Right there, a lot of silt.
Looks
And
like
they're
it.
rejoining the regular route. So now they're coming down to this location. And right now, just plot twist, they are on a special map. I gave them a 1 to 80,000 map that they probably don't have a scale for. They're having to make their own scales. They are also have one X checkpoint that they have to plot the latitude and longitude without a scale. So they have to make their own latitude, longitude scale. Yes, I love that. That's one of my favorite things. Right there, they've gone through some really fun driving, and they're hitting the green checkpoint. And this point right here, they start their roadbook transit. So I'm going to talk just quickly about that map. It's very important that you can operate without these man-made tools, that you know what to do out in the backcountry. If you lose the tools, that you can make your own scale, you can plot your own route, you can plot a latitude and a longitude. And that is a skill that rebels have that probably 0.0009% of the planet knows how to do. It's not hard to do, but it's critical. You know, what that latitude and longitude is the blue dot on the map, right? It's that line that Mapbox has put on there is a series of coordinates, and they know how to do that manually.
That seems like a plot twist that the experienced rebels, the returning rebels, are going to be really thrilled about. They're going to think,
Yes.
oh, Emily Miller, you and your plot twists in the middle of these tough days. And the rookie teams, I think, are going to take a minute. And
Yes, hopefully
Matthew,
they watched.
I can't wait to talk to some of the rookies when they return because you're so mentally exhausted by this point. It's a late part in the day, and so that is a tough challenge to just stop and remember what you know, and how to make that map, how to navigate when your tools blow out the window.
Right,
Yeah.
because they do.
So they do sometimes.
do.
Absolutely, we've seen that happen to competitors before. And
Oh, it's
there's
happened
a
to me.
reason. There's a reason you bring.
That's one of the reasons why I
six
do this.
compasses
It's happened
with
to
you.
me. I want them to learn that because it's such a critical thing. Keep your head quiet. Be calm, reason it out. Don't panic. And so it's going to be interesting. But they've been warned. They've had this happen before. So we'll see how it goes. Now they are on this transit. They stopped at the fuel station, the Shell station east of Barstow. They fueled up. They are on Route 66, National Trails Highway. They've passed Amboy, which is this really interesting place. We missed the team over there at Roy's. They have skirted to the north of the 29 Palms military base, and now they've gone down Water Road, and they're in the heart of the Mojave Desert. That is a really fun section that they've just driven, and then they've turned onto pavement. They've just come into Pirate Cove. Look how beautiful that is. That's the Colorado River. Our base camp is literally right on the water, just north at Pirate Cove Resort is hosting us. We're just to the north, Lake Havasu to the south, and that is the Arizona border.
Beautiful.
What a
Great
payoff.
day.
What a
Great
payoff for
day.
a couple
We're
of
excited.
really, really tough days.
Yes, and a shower.
I've been building it up like it's a Cabo. For me,
That's
given
what
how
everyone
It
keeps
is
saying.
Cabo for us right
That's
now.
what everyone keeps saying. Matthew's acting like we're finishing the rally today in Cabo.
Yeah.
If you don't pay attention to your maps, you could accidentally Finish your math.
Or
Finish your
somewhere in
day
Arizona.
Cabo. Or somewhere in Arizona, yeah. Try and stick to California and Nevada on this rally. Emily, thank you for
Thank
taking
you.
the time this morning. I know this is your
Thanks.
favorite part of the morning as well because you like to get out there and ring those cowbells and say congratulations and good luck to all the competitors. So
Yep.
we
All
will
right,
let
thank
you
you.
go to do that. But thank you for taking the time this morning.
Thanks a lot.
Let's jump
Bye,
out
guys.
and check in with Katy.
Hi guys, I'm here with Team 201 and Lola Wilford is in the Ridgeline. I'd like to know how the Ridgeline did yesterday in the mud. And we can walk and talk if you need to.
Okay. She actually did very well. It's my first time with this new tires in the mud, in that much mud, and I actually had a blast driving in it.
Wasn't it a wonderful day? We thought everyone would come back very grumpy due to the weather, but everyone was stoked.
It was a hard day finding the checkpoints, but for me as a driver in my vehicle, I had a great time.
And did you get some sleep last night in the freezing cold?
I did. Snuggled up warm and tight.
All right, can you give me a one-word description of your strategy for today?
Efficiency.
Nice. Off you go to the start line. Great to see you, Lola. Okay, now we're going to go down here because Karen Hohen and I had a chat yesterday, and she told me that her wrap is dedicated to the staff on the Rebelle Rally for the 10th anniversary. I found you, there's no pressure for us to move forward onto the start because we've got some time. I can walk and talk. Please tell me all about this incredible wrap that is dedicated to the staff. Thank you.
Yes, well, that's just it. We wanted to honor the staff that's been with us all now 10 years. So we put their names on the car, and it's the ones that have been here all 10 years. So there's a lot of great people that are not on the car, but maybe they'd only been here 6. So it's, and then we have Emily on the hood. We have Emily, thanking Emily and the 10-year staff.
Emily, this is such a great vehicle, honouring the staff for 10 years. Thank you so much. You two have a great day. And I'm sure Kramer's getting awesome shots. Look at all their names there. Mike Shirley, Andrea Rich Klein, Shelley Klein, Emily Miller. Oh my gosh, Nicole Patel, Paolo, Josh. I mean, this will be the whole live show if I read every name on there, but the staff at the Rebelle Rally are second to none. I'm going to send it back to you, Matthew and Alyssa, and I've got one of the tracker fairies here to interview next.
Thanks, Katy.
Thanks, Katy. We don't spend a lot of time on Karen Hohen and Dana Saxton, but like we all know, they are the class of the class.
Oh,
Around.
absolutely. I mean, I know I've mentioned they are my favorite team to camp with, but they are also one of my favorite teams to talk to in the tent every day after competition because it does not matter what kind of day they've had. They are two of the most positive, upbeat. Often I'll say, "How was your day today?" And they'll say, "You know what? We have great lives.
Yeah.
Today wasn't
was
the
a
best
day.
day, but they're still going to be great." And they have my absolute favorite wrap. It actually matches my dirt bike. I'll have to show them a photo of
Love it. Let's look at the checkpoints we've got for the day really quick.
So this is a tough day for both teams. Yesterday, remember, we had 31 collectible CPs out of 40. So this, in some respects, is I would never say easier day, but there are fewer checkpoints. So you might have to make. I think the word efficiency was such a great way of looking at the day because you're going to have to make more choices. You might have a little more time on each of those decisions today.
But there's a pile of checkpoints at the end of the day, so you don't really have all the time that you feel rich with in the morning.
It's a good point. You're really going to have to save, if you're looking at, a lot of times the teams will look at sections of the course and you'll sort of give yourself self-imposed time limits. And so you're going to want to hit those, however you decide to break down the course, you're going to want to hit those time limits. And then when you look at the X-Cross class, like Emily was saying, there's some really challenging driving, so they're going to want, to your point, Matthew, to leave even more time at the end of the day.
Yeah, for sure. And those green checkpoints, she said in the morning briefing, if you get to the last green outside of the time and it's not manned, you need to call Phil. You need to get on your sat phone and call in and get the last set of directions. So the green checkpoints, again, they're manned, and we're able to distribute information.
Yeah, and as it happened at Base Camp 1, this morning, Base Camp 2 is showing off, trying to get us to stay. This has been the most beautiful day here at Base Camp 2. Let's get it back to Katy, who's with some teams at the start.
Yes, I'm here with Team 169, and I've got a duct-taped side mirror on here. What's the story with this?
Well, this is how we do it from redneck country.
Which redneck country?
I actually grew up in New Hampshire, and now I live in Texas, so 2 states covered. Yeah, we had a little incident with some brush, and the housing fell off, so there's a bunch of wires in there. I just want to make sure they were protected, so wrapped them up. And
It's not the worst thing I've seen duct tape at the Rebelle Rally.
that's how we roll. I think this other lady over here called it like trait derelict or something, which I think is a classy way to say redneck.
Absolutely. Now, I can walk and talk with you right up to the start line, but I understand you guys did a bunch of training. So can you tell me how the Rebelle U translates to the experience you're having? Keep driving.
It's actually really good, just in terms of like the navigation and understanding how to use the maps and the compass and all that. The other thing too is just what to expect in terms of driving if you haven't done driving out in this part of the country. It is really good, really good.
Awesome. Well, you're right up against the start line and you're very cool, calm and collected under pressure. I'll let you go. Thank you very much. Now, oh no, the tracker fairy's run away. She's trying to get away from me because she doesn't want an interview, but she keeps all of our competitors safe. So I'm just gonna hustle over here. She can't see me coming. Elonda, hi. I caught you. Okay, Elonda. You're a tracker fairy. Could you please let everyone at home know what a tracker fairy does on the Rebelle Rally?
So the trackers are a really important part of scoring. So we like to make sure in the morning that they are all working. So we run around and we check to make sure they've reported in. And then at night, I think this is how we got our name, we sneak in and we change your tracker, make sure they're all charged, and just make sure that everything is working as it should be, and nobody even knows we're there sometimes. So I think that's how we became the tracker fairies.
Tracker fairies are very important. As you all know, this is an analog event. The competitors only have paper maps and a compass, and it's people like YB Tracking and Iridium that keep tabs on everyone and allow our team to bring the live show to you, brought to you by Toyota as well. Back to you, Matthew and Alyssa.
Thanks, Katy. We'll be back with more from a tough day 6 and a beautiful day 6 after a quick break.
All you gotta do, get out on the floor and let yourself go.
There is a whole country out there ready to be explored.
And choose the new Scorpion XDM.
At Baja Designs, we have lights for all on- and off-road enthusiasts. For 30 years, we have been lighting up the night. We are Baja Designs, the scientists of lighting.
Welcome back to the 10th anniversary Rebelle Rally. This is Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. And Matthew, today is day 6, presented by Yeti.
Yeti is a brand I see every day because it keeps my coffee warm, especially when I may happen to be on a very chilly set for an hour in the morning. In fact, a lot of the teams use the Yeti products to keep their hot water hot to make their lunch, their Mountain House lunch. One team has told me they still have ice in their Yeti from the beginning
Oh
of
yeah,
the
I
event.
bet I still have ice in my Yeti at home from 2 months ago.
My,
you ever go camping and then you forget to empty your cooler, and then
Sure.
like 2 weeks later you open it up and I'm like, oh my gosh, I still have ice in here.
Yeah, I wasn't thinking
if that's
about
not
having
if that's not a commercial.
I wasn't gonna have a fizzy water at this moment, but look, I've got a cold one right
It's still
there. I didn't
cold.
even-
Yeah,
One of my favorite things, seriously, about Yeti though, is replaceability. The coolers, you can replace the hinges, you can replace the pulls. You know, they've made a product that you can have for a really, really long time. And so much more in my life, I look around and instead of worrying about having the newest, fanciest thing, I'm proud of the things that I've had the longest,
Yeah,
that I've
that's a
kept
good point,
together
yeah.
and repaired and kept together. So
Well, I'm looking at one of your Yetis, one of your 3 Yetis
Yeah, this
sitting here
one's
on the table, and it has a
4
Rebelle
years
Rally
old.
21
Yeah.
logo on it.
love Yeti for that. So awesome. We've sounds like we should go back to Katy. All right, Katy, what you got?
Here with Team 181, Kate Thompson and Lee Rube. How are you doing this morning, ladies? It's freezing. Did you sleep?
Oh, I slept well. I took a bunch of melatonin. It was nice.
Did you just say much melatonin?
A lot of melatonin.
Okay, I've been in the briefing with Emily. What is your strategy for today?
To stay on track. Yeah.
And how's the energy been between the two of you for the last, how many days have we been here?
I forgot.
Same, that's a problem. I don't even know what day it is.
6, 7.
Is it Tuesday? Okay, go. Wait. I'm holding up teams on the start line, trying to find out what day it is. This is what happens when we get beyond the halfway point of the Rebelle Rally. Angela, do you know what day it is?
No, I have no clue. Literally no idea.
I think it's day 6. I think.
But actually, which day of the week is it?
Oh, Wednesday.
Thank you. I feel so much more grounded now.
No, she checked her watch. She cheated.
Okay, that is a little disturbing. What's your strategy for today, day 6 of the Rebelle Rally?
Not to suck. We're just going to try not to suck. No, yesterday was really rough, but I am confident that today it's going to be better.
Confidence is the name of the game. I'll let you pull up to the start line. Have a great day out there. We'll see you at the next location. Our team is packing up after the show and we are heading down to Base Camp 3. Do you know where your end point is today?
Yeah, it's Pirate Cove.
Oh, I've been keeping that to myself and you all already know. Have you been to Pirate Cove?
We have. We did our rookie year in 2021. So we're excited to be on the banks of the Colorado River.
Same. Matthew Johnson told me it's just like Cabo.
Yeah, kind of, sort of. It's a little murkier.
On that note, let's go back to Matthew Johnson, who we want to hold accountable.
That's great. Katy, yes, I got a little bit excited yesterday when I was particularly cold and wet, and I started to feel like going down to Pirate Cove was going to be like going to Cabo. Alyssa, I just got to make a quick apology to you. You've made some very clever things, references to football, and they literally fly over my head so fast. I have no idea what you're talking about.
Know
what
your
is this clear
surroundings, Roenigk.
hearts, clear minds thing?
I made a Friday Night Lights reference
Okay.
earlier, and
Well, give it to us.
I'm just entertaining myself half the time. It is very early. It gets earlier. 5 o'clock in the morning comes earlier every single day here at the Rebelle Rally. And that is, in fact, true because we are inching closer and closer to daylight savings time. And so it is darker, longer every morning here. And as you see the teams getting off the start here, one thing I wanted to point out from Katy's interview is you saw Nicole Dreon there with her camera pointed into the navigator side of the last interview, and the photographers and videographers here on the Rebelle are why we are looking at these beautiful shots every day. And I talked to Nicole for a while yesterday. They have a tough job the last 2 days because these out of order checkpoints. Usually the folks who are bringing moving and still images from the Rebelle are tracking the teams, and they know where they're going to go because there is essentially a course that has been laid out. But on these out of order checkpoints, as you see now, they're all taking off in different directions. Nicole compared it to trying to track a cheetah on the savannah. So the last 2 days, she has been trying to get the elusive shot of the cheetah here on the Serengeti.
There it is, a 181 Land Cruiser Cheetah, one of the Toyota teams.
But Nicole is one of the many photographers here who are bringing you the photos that you see of your favorite teams that are delivered each day. And so you get an opportunity before the teams come back to see what they're experiencing out there on the course. It's my favorite email that comes into my inbox each day. So if you haven't signed up for those Rebelle Rally updates each day, please take some time and do that.
I love that. Their images are one of the things that remind us how cool the whole event is and what we get to do and experience.
All right, so speaking of the competitors, Katy is down at the start with another team.
I'm here with one of our Toyota teams, 182, Sandra Lee and Lauren Judy. We've got duct tape on this side window as well. What happened there?
You know, we got some Dumbo ears on the Sequoia with the tow mirrors. Hopefully next time we'll change those out to be a little bit smaller, but going into the narrow areas, you know, it tried to close it in early enough, but it didn't. And
now, what's your day job at Toyota?
I'm an engineer at Toyota where we do innovation, where we try to test some stuff out prior to putting it into production for a new innovation.
Are you testing anything on the Rebelle?
Not in this one specifically, but trying to test out the Sequoia and see how well it does. It's been doing pretty awesome right now, so.
Well, we've got a Sequoia and we'll be testing her out in the days to come as well. So have a great day today. And what did you just say to me? This is going to be a great day, right?
Yes, absolutely the best day.
Okay, there we go. Everyone, this is going to be a great day. Okay, I'm going to quickly get 116 to just move down towards me so we don't hold people up at the start line. Daisy, now, what's up? I heard yesterday that there was a giant hill that was required to be driven up and you ran up to get the checkpoint. Was that you?
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Well, you do what you got to do, right? I mean, it was there. I had to get it. Here we go.
Here we go. What is your strategy for this new fresh day? And we're heading out of Base Camp 2 down to Pirate Cove. Do you have a strategy as rookies?
First, I'm going to be perfectly honest. We are facing the two things that I hate the most. Open OHV. I'm from the East Coast. We don't have that, so it's wild. And then lake bed kicked our butt last time. So we're going into two things that we're super challenged by. I think our strategy is to play it smart. We're going to pace ourselves, take our time, and we're not going to push to something that we're not confident we got in those hard spots because we can't sacrifice the time.
Damn, there's a theme here this morning. All these competitors are feeling confident. Hey, have a great day. Can't wait to see you at the finish. Okay, we've got 211 here. They're coming second in X-Cross. You guys are crushing it. I know we're right up at the start, so you can just drive away if you need to. But how does it feel to be coming second?
Pretty awesome. We're liking it.
What do you think it is about your camaraderie as a team that's helping out?
Well, she's an awesome navigator, and I've been driving for decades, so I think we've got this, yeah. And the car is a beast.
The dream team, and you've got a rookie driver yourself. And has that been stressful? Like, how have you evolved as a driver? Obviously, you're very experienced, but as a Rebelle over the last 3 days in your comfort?
Finding things that I didn't know that I could do with this car. Yeah. It's very amazing the things this thing could do.
Especially yesterday. Any moments?
Gosh, yes. Well, we have a few, yes. We locked up the ABS going down the hill and slid, and that brought some tears to the eyes. I was shaking pretty good because I've never done that before, but yeah.
She handled it like a boss.
She handled it like a boss, and the pressure of me walking with you right up to the start. Good luck out there, ladies. I'm going to send you back to Matthew and Alyssa right now.
Thanks, Katy. I remember those moments, the first year competing here, some of those big, rocky, steep hill climbs, and I just would always think the same thing I think on a dirt bike. I can see the out. At some point, the wheels are just going to stop spinning, so you just hold on and hope to put a little bit of steering in, look for those clear spaces, make sure you're not going anywhere too off course, and just stay calm and hope that you start to feel, a little bit of brake, a little bit of steering start to, that you as the driver are putting, there's a little bit of input coming from your hands.
You keep your eyes up
feet,
and you keep aiming for something better than what you got.
Yeah, and at a point you realize, okay, I'm back in control now. You take a deep breath. But as she was talking, I could feel that moment in my body. And so one of the neat things about these Rebelles, especially the rookies, is that they are going to be different drivers and navigators when they leave this competition. And I think that's the thing that gets you back that second year, right? It's like any hard thing. The day it's over, you're like, I'm done. I'm never doing this again. And then the second day after the Rebelle ends, find yourself signing back up for another year competition because you know you are so much better on day 9 than you were on day 1, and you want to go give it a shot with all of that experience
and keep
with
growing and learning.
absolutely,
right?
and you want to see how you do now that you are a completely different competitor at the end of this competition. And you say, okay, now the person I am today, I want to go see how she's going to do in this competition, and you start signing up for the 2026 edition. So
That's
I can't
great.
wait to talk to all these competitors at today's finish, but also in a couple days from now.
I hear that from social we have a question regarding the 4x4 classes. We have 3 different groups that are sent out, A, B, and C. C group is X-Cross, 4x4 A group and 4x4 B group are essentially to keep people from following each other and to keep people from being too many cars in the same area at the same time. So often off the start line there will be an A group vehicle and then a B group vehicle and then an A group and then maybe a C group. So we try to spread them out at the beginning of the day. But there's essentially, if you're competing with someone directly, like at the top of the field, right? We don't want to put them in different groups because they'd be in different parts of the course at different times. And so with the rain yesterday, it wouldn't be as fair as possible. So we need a little separation for as many cars as we have, but essentially they're all going the same place, just in a little bit of a different order. And you could move from B group to A group depending on kind of where you're ranking in the overall.
Yeah, throughout the competition, you might start out in the A group, move to the B, start out in the B, move to the A. So that's why also off the start, right now they're doing an on-time enduro off the start, but a lot of times off the start you'll see teams take a heading and then go in vastly different directions, and that is why they are doing that. It's not because your favorite team is taking the wrong cab heading and lost. It's because they are in fact on a different course on the first part of the day. Oh, yeah. That's a great piece of information that's making us all smarter about watching the Rebelle Rally. If you have any other questions for us, please hit us up on the socials at Rebelle Rally. Remember, it's REBELLE Rally on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube.
All right, let's jump out and see what Katy's got.
I'm here with Karen McLennan, who is brushing her teeth. She's at the start line. There's seconds before they have to take off. Her and Holly Casey, we are definitely not talking to them because they'll just drive away. And I'm going to say a quick hello to you, but I don't want to put the pressure on here at the start line. Give me one word on how you're feeling about today.
Oh, it's like a meat grinder.
Meat grinder. I'm going to let you go, but we're going to find out what that means at the finish line. Meat grinder. I'm going to skip a car so that we're not pushing these ladies to their limits. And, Nicole Dreon getting her serious face shots of the morning. Natalie McPherson, badass. Look at that. Do you do this every morning, Nicole?
No, we do it like one day out of the rally. We get the intense race face day where I capture them looking serious and competitive.
This is Nicole Dreon, one of our media team who takes the most incredible photos, and she's just told us strategically she's taking her serious face pictures of Team 184. Now let's have a chat to Renee West here and Karen Wallenberg, Team 166. Oh, gosh, I'm like, I knew that, and I felt like you were questioning. Can you give me one word for how you're feeling about today? Here we go, that's fine. Speechless.
Yeah, we had a bit of a struggle yesterday, so we're hoping today's the turnaround day. That's the word, turnaround.
Now, how many years have you two been competing together? Because you are all, I've never seen a bad moment in your vehicle.
No bad moments. This is our fourth year, and it's we're having a blast.
You know, people think that we've been friends for a long time. We just really became friends during the rally.
Oh,
yeah.
You look like you've been together as buddies since you were 6.
I know. That's what this rally can do. If you do it right, you can really form great friendships.
On that note, I'll leave you. Go have a great day. If you do it right, you can form great friendships. And on that note, she reminded me that tomorrow is day 7. And our naughty cousins are going to be joining us. The Total Chaos team come and make everything 100% more interesting. I'm going to quickly see here if Alana Trio wants to say hello. Good morning. I'm looking for Yeti cups. Do you have Yeti cups in here? I don't like them. Oh. That's the wrong answer. I love them. I've got 6 of them. I collect them every year at the Rebelle. Let's start walking and talking because we're right up against the start. Are you brushing your teeth? What's with all these mini toothbrushes this year?
Pardon?
You've all got mini toothbrushes. Are they disposable?
Colgate Wisps want to sponsor us, Colgate? Go for it.
I mean, it's a real thing, but you've got to brush your teeth on the Rebelle because who wants to sit in a car with someone who has bad breath all day, right?
Exactly. So we do it in the car so we don't waste time when we could be plotting or packing up camp. We do it when we're waiting to get into the start line.
Fantastic. Well, on that note, when I get down to the next marathon league, I'm going to be investigating how these teams live in their tents, how they pack their cars, all their little tips and tricks like these mini toothbrushes. Back to you, Matthew and Alyssa.
Matthew, I think we're doing it wrong. We maybe tomorrow we brush our teeth here on set.
On set.
It's going to save us a few seconds. These tips and tricks are also going to help us here on the live show.
There we go. I love we could hear from Karen and Renee that they didn't know each other beforehand. I also thought they knew each other beforehand. But in my life, from my racing career, some of my very best friends are ones I made rallying. And so I think it's cool that people maybe, don't know each other super well yet, but a lot of the friendships and partnerships made here will last for these ladies a lifetime.
All right. So on that, everyone stick with us. Matthew, stay here. Katy, stay here. And all of you at home, stick around. We'll be right back with more from day 6 of the Rebelle Rally.
This is what we do. We maintain and we obsess. It's hours in the garage and days slipping by. Trusting Pennzoil to protect what matters most. Taking care of the things we love. It sounds obvious. When you do it right, you're protecting an engine for its lifetime. So look under the hood. You'll see what drives us.
Engine protection for the lifetime of your vehicle. Pennzoil. Long may we drive.
Adventure starts with a detour.
Welcome back to Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. You're looking at the start of day 6 here from Base Camp 2. Day 6 of our show is presented by Yeti. Katy Talyancich is down at the start. Kelly, who are you with? Katy, who are you with?
I'm here with Lisa Reddington, 104, in the Orange Crush. Now, I want to know how the Orange Crush is doing. Have you had any issues?
I have had some issues. When we were up going over the Sierras, my transfer case decided to go, I don't think so. And so we stopped, tried putting it neutral. We disconnected the battery, trying to do a reset. We finally just decided to just leave it in 4 high and run with it, and that's what worked. And then we came back to camp, and I spent, 3.5, 4 hours at mechanics, letting them work on it, trying to find the gremlin that's in it. And we don't have 4 low, but we're not going to need it, so it doesn't matter, and I'll figure it out when I get home.
You know, what I'm learning on this rally is that navigators who are with drivers that know their vehicles feel really safe and at home. It's quite a thing, right?
Absolutely. If you know your vehicle, you're set. I mean, I know this thing inside and out, and between the two of us, we got it figured out. So Katy's brilliant at stuff like this.
Katy's brilliant. You're both brilliant. Have a great day out there. I can't wait to see you at Pirate Cove, where it's supposed to be a little warmer. Now, what have we got here? We've got, Ava and Azure. Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
What's happening in here today?
Well, we got a little last-minute plotting before we hit the trail today. We're making a great plan because yesterday was a rough one, and so we're ready to just dial it back up and get a few more checkpoints today.
How did your third teammate do yesterday?
She's a champion. Princess Aloha, she eats mud for breakfast.
On that note, I'll let you pull up. Have a great day. We'll see you soon. We have to talk to them about their helmets. There's something sparkly written on there, but I didn't catch it. Lynn Klein, good morning. What's one word to describe the vibe in your vehicle today, ladies?
Positive.
Positive. I'm loving that. We're getting confidence and positivity. Such a turnaround as we all head south to the warmth.
Yes, looking forward to that. It's been a couple of cold nights.
Now, were you prepared for all these weather curveballs we had? I mean, I like the desert because it's dry and it has not been at all.
Oh, no, we have not been prepared for the rain yesterday or how cold it was, but we got through it. That's all that matters.
Yeah. Two tough ladies. They got through it. Here we are, ready to go. See you tonight in the warmth. Okay, back to you, Matthew and Alyssa.
She says that as a wind, like a windstorm or like gust comes through.
I know. I'm looking forward to Rebelle Rally Cabo, as we're referring to Pirates Cove on the Colorado River, and Base Camp 3. I'm wearing 3 coats right now, so the idea that I could take off even one of these jackets is pretty exciting. So we've talked a lot this week about the competitions within the competitions and the games within the games, and one of those is we have the Pirelli and the Pennzoil challenges. Those are competitions for teams who are running Pennzoil in their cars. And if you look at the overall standings there, that team 122, Toby Levinchka and Carolyn Carlson, in the 2023 Ford Bronco Raptor, they've gotten out to quite a lead. And then that second place team, Matthew, I know you keep calling them out because one half of that team is in fact a rookie.
Brittany is a rookie driving. Yeah. Lisa's vehicle that they bought back in 2014, new. And they're in the overall top 5 as well. So we're keeping an eye on those teams. Actually, a lot of teams here are doing really well in the event.
And then we also have the Pirelli Scorpion Tire Challenge, and those are teams who are running Pirellis. And I think we've had a bit of a shake-up at the top of this leaderboard. We've got Gloria Recchio and Julia Bigwood leading in that Ford Bronco. But again, only 22 points, 1% of the total number of points separating first and second.
They had a particularly good day yesterday. Gloria and Julia did. They were really strong performance overall yesterday in difficult conditions.
Well, Matthew, I know that this day, as we said, this is going to be a day that really challenges the teamwork of these competitors, the precision driving, the precision navigating, and the decision making, especially in the early part of the day. And so as we leave Base Camp 2 and head down to our final base camp of the 10th anniversary Rebelle Rally, we say goodbye to our live show audience, and we will see you tomorrow morning. We have no show this evening, but we will see you for a really big show. Friday. Tomorrow is what? Tomorrow is Thursday morning. Sorry. Tomorrow's show Thursday morning, live from Base Camp 3. I'm Alyssa Roenigk.
3 shows tomorrow.
3 shows tomorrow to make up for the one tonight. We have a big day tomorrow. So I'm Alyssa Roenigk along with Matthew Johnson and Katy Talyancich. This has been Rebelle Rally Live, presented by Toyota. Today is day 6, presented by Yeti.